Through the years, there have been great innovations in the field of ship design and naval architecture, especially over the last century. Something which came up during this time was the introduction of computer-aided design and simulation, which has added a lot of flexibility to the workflow. From Baltica icebreaker to Revolt, we will show you 10 unique ship designs. 10. Reverse bows, Zumwalt class and the Alstein X-bow. What would happen if you took a paper boat and let it float upside down? It would continue to float. What if similar things were done with ships, only that they were constructed purposefully in such a manner? The result is that they would actually be feasible and efficient designs, as is the case with the Zumwalt class destroyers of the US Navy. These vessels have a longer waterline as compared to a vessel of the same length, having a conventional upright bow. This means they have greater hull speeds. The flare at the forend is also greatly reduced to almost non-existent in such designs, therefore reducing the risk of slamming. These hulls also cut down the fuel consumption as opposed to climbing over waves. They pierce through them. This section of the bow also reduces the water spray as the bow enters the water more softly, which means that there is less backflow from direct impact with the ship's bow. These ships are highly maneuverable and handle quite well in rough seas. 9. Baltica icebreaker. Usually, the to and fro motion of icebreakers is time-consuming. This prompted designers to come up with something new. The idea of this vessel called Baltica came into being. The asymmetrical hull shape, which you might have seen in the picture, allows the vessel to change its original waterline, allowing a larger sweep from the new ice-breaking width. The specialty of the design lies in the use of a combination of multiple azimuth thrusters specifically fitted in electronic equipment on an oblique navigation bridge, which can function for both modes of motion. The first when it operates bow stern aligned, and second when operating obliquely astern to allow more ice clearance for wider vessels. The azimuth thrusters make such demanding maneuvers possible. The propeller pods are designed such that the ice breaks away totally before impact. This ship also performs rescue and oil recovery operations. 8. A-Ship 1 Magnus Sailing. This is indeed one of the unique-looking ship designs ever, with a superstructure resembling a chimney from some factory. Actually, these chimneys are not chimneys, are called Flettner radars, being named after the gentleman named Anton Flettner, who first constructed the first rotor ships as early as 1920s. These ships use famous Magnus effects to propel the ships. Do you remember the famous banana kicks in football or the ball of the century in cricket? Well, the principle remains pretty much the same. Here, the pressure difference created on a spinning body causes its displacement along the same. Only here all the rotors aboard such ships are electronically maneuvered by onboard wind sensing and control system, which obviously cuts down on highly probable human errors. 7. The Boat Stand class oil recovery vessel. Ship that splits into two. Oil recovery vessels have often been an area where the designers have tried to optimize the area of collection of contaminated seawater by slight changes in propulsion machinery alignment. The icebreaker Baltica, which also doubles up as an oil recovery vessel, is an example of such a vessel. Now, here is a ship which literally eats into the oil deposition from some oil spill and stores it into its recovery tanks. The ship, currently owned by the German Navy, has the ability to split along the length to allow a larger area for trapping the oil-contaminated water, which is pumped into the tanks, and here they are separated from the oil. This allows a lot of flexibility and saves a lot of time in the recovery process. However, this is only possible because of the twin hull concept, which has greater transverse stability as compared to a single hull design, which has a bow opening mechanism. 6. Ramform Titan class seismic vessels. To you, this ship might look like it has been slided off from the mid-body. Actually, it wasn't. Rather, it's another Naval design which has its own unique benefits. Intended to collect seismic data from the oceans, this ship has additional benefits in that it's able to deploy easily and has large accommodation and deck area and exceptionally large fuel capacity in comparison to vessels of the same length. The ship makes a waveform that is sinusoidal along its length. The usually large beam, which you can easily notice at the part of the ship, allows for greater initial stability and consequently a very large period of a roll, which makes the ship a smoother sailing on, very crucial in carrying out seismic data acquisition operations. The large fuel capacity allows for a long survey endurance lasting around 150 days. 5. Pioneering Spirit, formerly named Peter Schultz. Conceptualized by the All-Seas Company and already the contender for the biggest ship in the world, this is a one-of-a-kind-in-the-world vessel which is involved in lifting and replacing almost entire offshore platforms and often doubling up as a pipelay vessel, something which Bloomberg describes as picking a 48,000-ton flower. The top side is lifted on the decks, which look like two fingers at the bow. This process uses simple buoyancy maneuvers, and hence you really don't need to know every bit about weight and CG of the platform. The jacket of a platform is carried on the stern. Now both parts may now be transported to other places or brought to the shore for dismantling or simply delivering such platforms in the first place. Today, this is capable of doing such things for 95% of the world's existing platforms, but the company hopes to upgrade it for offshore platforms in existence today, owing it to its shallow draught. Besides, it's also an excellent pipelay vessel with a removable stinger to allow its other functions. 4. World's first floating liquefied natural gas platform. Shell Prelude. Prelude FLNG is the world's first floating liquefied natural gas platform, as well as the largest offshore facility ever constructed. The Prelude is being built by Samsung Heavy Industries in South Korea for Royal Dutch Shell. It's 488 meters long, 74 meters wide, and made with more than 260,000 tons of steel. In operation, it would weigh more than 600,000 tons, more than 5 times the weight of the largest aircraft carrier. Prelude FLNG is the first deployment of Shell's FLNG technology and will operate in a remote basin around 475 kilometers northeast of Broome, Western Australia, for around 25 years. The facility will remain on-site during all-weather events, having been designed to withstand a Category 5 cyclone. FLNG will allow Shell to produce natural gas at sea, turn it into liquefied natural gas, and then transfer it directly to the ships that will transport it to customers. 3. Revolt, next generation unmanned shipping concept launched. In September 2014, DNVGL introduced an unmanned shipping concept, Revolt, a vessel that is greener, smarter, and safer than conventionally fueled and operated vessels. Autonomous, fully battery-powered, and highly efficient Revolt is a new shipping concept that offers a possible solution to the growing need for transport capacity. Instead of using diesel fuel, Revolt is powered by a 3,000 kilowatt battery. This reduces operating costs by minimizing the number of high-maintenance parts such as rotational components. The vessel has a range of 100 nautical miles before the battery needs to be charged. If the energy required for that is harnessed from renewable sources, this would eliminate carbon dioxide emissions. 2. Skybench, new concept to increase container ship capacity. September 2014 also saw the launch of Hyundai Heavy Industries Skybench, a new concept design that can increase the container carrying capacity of a ship. The patented concept is applicable to any large twin-island container ship and can extend cargo capacity by 450 TEU on a 23-row wide 900,000 TEU ship by 350 TEU on a 20-row wide 14,000 TEU vessel. Space for additional containers can be made by sliding the upper 3 decks of the container ship's accommodation area, creating an area for cargo which would have otherwise gone unused. The accommodation block is accommodated on 2 side casings on a ship which stretch the length of 2 40-foot bays and where lifeboats, provision cranes, and utility rooms are located. 1. Rolls-Royce Unmanned Ship Concept. In 2014, Rolls-Royce unveiled the design of the world's first remote-controlled unmanned cargo ship. The concept of unmanned cargo ships revolves around a no-crew ship that can be controlled from the shore. The project is being developed in a collaboration with a research project called MUNIN, Maritime Unmanned Navigation Through Intelligence in Networks, supported by the European Commission and which aims at developing and testing the autonomous ship concept. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to click the like button and subscribe for more interesting videos. Have a nice day!